I am DM Zone. This is Gamers Oasis. Let's get into this. Okay, guys. So we're going to be going into the second time going back into the Hallowed Oak Dungeon. But first, before we go back there, let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping, shall we say? So the party left off with at Crestwood. They were going back to see their patron, Lord Reinhold. When they get there, they ended up meeting a guy who before they knew him, but was new to you guys. I think I'm going to just introduce a couple NPCs every time and then just refer to them moving forward. So we can slowly introduce the cast of people that's around instead of just referring to them as the villager or the farmer and that type of stuff. So the person that the party has spoken to a couple times before was the advisor to Lord Reinhold, is Edgar White. He's a magic user. They know that much. Okay, the farmer is named Edwig Schaefer, is a farmer that lives outside of Willowdale, where the Hallowed Oak Dungeon is now exposed because of rain that washed out or whatever that pushed its way out of the dungeon into basically this farmer's pasture. Those are the main cast. Now, inside the Crestwood, there is a Temple of Light. Edgar, the advisor for Reinhold, has negotiated the repayment of paying for all this expedition and the gear and setting all this stuff up. They're going to take half of the gold that was found. They still get the full XP, but they'll lose the actual gold value. And they also are going to be able to trade this unknown potion for a potion of healing and to get fully healed. The potion comes back as a potion of flight or flying. So it's about a fair trade. Figure half that potion being reimbursed and the other half would be turned in. Potions and scrolls are bought for 500 gold per level. So a first level scroll will be 500 gold because that's the cost to make it. If you were to go ahead and figure a potion of flight, that would be 1500 gold. Unfortunately, it's a magic item, so they don't get that in XP. But 750, 500 for the healing potion leaves them with 250 to pay for all the healing that was done. Is kind of a generous thing. It's going to require 2 first level heals. So they're not out of the woods, but they are definitely back up to full, and they're able to go back in literally the next day. Now, what does that mean? I have a calendar over here that I'm going to put like a little slide up for you here as the video goes. Today is the 5th of January. As far as the calendar goes, that makes tomorrow Saturday, the 6th of January, when they go back. So yeah, I am keeping an active calendar that has the weather. The day they went into the dungeon, it was 39.2 degrees with 13.1 miles per hour wind, and the weather outside was a sunny day, so it was pretty fair. Tomorrow is going to be 31, and it's going to be 13.4 miles per hour. You get the general idea. Also, I've sort of shifted my board around a little bit. A viewer in the last one said that they felt like it was a weird positioning of the board, that they felt like they were laying down while they were watching the video. So we're going to work some more on this, and we're going to jump right back into this. So they have 273.5 gold between their silver and their gold. They have a potion of healing. I'm going to see who gets the potion of healing. I'm going to say it will be blue for Edith because it just makes sense that it goes to Edith or Stigith. If they start to have Osgard go out by themselves, then maybe it's a thing. If Edith and Stigith goes down or is severely injured, then I could see the potion being passed over to Brith. So they have one. Blue is Edith. It's going to be Stiggith. So this will be Edith gets the potion. All right. So we're going to go ahead and figure that out. We're going to need a... they can't get lost because they are on the road to Willowdale. It's just really close. They're not trying to go off the road. They can take the road clear to the farmhouse. They're not, like I said, they're not going to get lost on that. So we're just rolling for encounters. They do not have any encounters while they're there. They're going to set up again like they did before. Okay, guys, so here we go. We are back now at the dungeon. I need to see if anything has happened. Does Goblins want to make a more aggressive front on the entrance until they can maybe get it better defended now that they know there's a one-way, or they know how to access maybe the one-way entrance into the back, sort of like the back door to their area? No, they do not. They're going to... do they know about how to do it, or was the spike pulled before they knew it? No, they do not know about it. So that entranceway is still concealed. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. We have a 20-foot by 20-foot room. We know that basically the dungeon kind of goes this way. I'm just going to make it like about here. Door is... Again, the party's going to walk up. We're going to have Baba, our torchbearer. Edith is going to, again, carry a torch and not the shield. Osgar is going to go to the back. Brith is going to go just in front of him. Stiggith's going to be right there, and Myron's going to basically be mid to rear archer with a bow out. Myron is also a magic user, so the potential is there for them to do magic. Okay, so random encounter. Is there a random encounter here? That would be a random encounter. Let's go ahead and see what it is. 1. Whoa. Okay. So oddly enough, during the time in which they were gone, the blood, the fighting, the fresh air, whatever it was, has caused a bunch of, like overnight, literally, has caused a bunch of things to start growing. Here is for, how many? This is a D3. So in 3 areas, I'm going to draw this here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. First one's going to be on 4, so that's going to be over here. We're going to have the ceiling is 1, the floor is 2, the wall is 3, the second row is 4. So it's going to be on this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here. There's a bunch of yellow looking moss that is growing out of the wall right there. Doing this again, so it's going to be this wall, and it's going to be right one of these right here. Last one. It's going to be in this wall again. It's going to be on the wall. And it's going to be right around the door. Right here. Okay. Does the party care? They are relatively hesitant anyways. Blue is always negative. So they don't sense any threat or danger to it. But they are cautious because that's very rapid growth and something that they have never seen before. They're going to go ahead and take the 10-foot stick that Stigeth has and poke it. They don't really even need a roll. They start to mess with it with the stick. And from the yellow moss, there's this plume of yellow powder that floats into the air going around it. Almost explosively. That was surprising. No one was near it because they're using a 10-foot pole. Does this make them concerned? I'm going to add a dice because I assume it would. Yes, this does make them concerned. How are they going to get rid of it? Do they know a thing that might get rid of it? No. So they don't know what it is. Are they going to try water? No. They need to save their water. They have plenty of fire. Are they going to try fire? No. Are they going to try and are they willing to touch it and see what happens? Oh Lord. Yes, they are. So they're going to test it. Who is the unlucky one? Oh, I don't know how to determine that. Let me look at their personalities. Alright, so we have Stigeth. He is grateful, dogmatic, athletic, and faithful. He has phobias of being burned alive and being alone in open spaces. Osgar has disorganized, reflective, good nature, and fussy. Oh, I just remember something. He also has a heroic scar up in his upper left leg. You get those when you drop to 0 or below your level in hit points. And he has a minor phobia of orcs. Edith has a heroic scar because she went to 1 hit point. This will be the 15, which is going to be upper left arm. Okay, so when she was fighting the Goblin boss, she was dropped to 1 hit point, where I thought she was going to die in the last video. She got struck in the upper left arm with a sword, so she has a sword gash, and this wound will never heal. It will never hurt her per se. It's not going to cause like arthritis that will affect her mechanically. It's just something for roleplay. Okay, so she has that, and she also is cultured, dogmatic, attractive, and careless. Brith is materialistic, boorish, aggressive, and patient. The worst possible personality traits. All of them are negative. He also has a heroic scar in the upper left leg, a slash from a spear. He has a phobia of things watching him, so he is sort of paranoid with that. He also has extremely high favor with luck. Myron is glamorous, unethical, reckless, and well-rounded. So Myron is reckless. The first sign of anyone willing to take a risk. His anathema and edict will not matter. Brith has, the cleric, has a edict that says he will die for a friend. I could see that being a thing at the last bit. Edith has an edict that says she will do the hard work. She will not allow someone to harm her child as her anathema. Osgard doesn't really have anything. They're not going to get really into his. Stigeth will aid a friend in need. Okay. So Myron is blue. Let's go Stigeth blue, Myron purple. Stigeth is willing to take this risk. Okay, so this thing is in the rules. It's actually in the supplement 1 book, the Greyhawk book. But what it does actually is not there. So I'm just going to kind of go off of what it does in BX, which is they'll have to make a save as Stigeth gets here and starts to poke it again. He's going to need a save versus, let's do save versus breath weapon or succumb to the effects. So it's going to be a d20 roll. He has to roll higher than a 13. He rolled a 6, which means he failed. Failing this roll means you fall unconscious. He is going to fall essentially right next to it or into it. He's going to be close enough that the yellow mold, which what this is going to be able to react to it. It's going to start entangling him. The party's going to see this and immediately come to action because, oh, heck no. That is not happening. What will Edith do? Well, for sure, she's going to grab him and pull him back. Right? Let's check out the dice. No. Is she going to use her fire? She's got a torch. No. Well, we got to have something, Edith. What are you doing? I guess she will go and try and cut the tendrils holding Stigeth. Well, I don't really need to roll for this. The dice are just against me. She's going to go in and try and reevaluate the situation. So she comes here, making sure she is not that close because she sees how big the plume is, which is basically the surrounding areas. And hasn't decided what she's going to do yet. A round goes by. I'm just going to keep track of this in a different color. Chick. Stigeth is getting more and more covered in this yellow tendrils that have leapt out of the, we'll call it now, mold, to try and drag Stigeth over this. Will she pull him back? This time she will. So she's going to grab his legs. The cloud has fallen down around him, and she's going to make a strength check. I'm just going to roll a d6. Actually, we'll just do an open doors. She rips him out of the grasp of the yellow mold, breaking the tendrils as she pulls him. She is exceptionally strong. She beat her open doors by 4 points, so she needed a 5 or less. She now has him over here, and the tendrils wither rather quickly and fall off. What she realizes that they started to go through his arms where his clothing was not protecting him, and that part of his body was starting to sustain a little bit of damage. They're going to pull him out of the dungeon while they decide what they want to do. Someone suggests fire, I'm sure. I'm not even going to roll for that. And they're going to drop a flask right there and then throw a lit torch onto it. Just going to roll a 2d6 to see how successful they are. Oh, they're very successful. It lands perfectly, doesn't go out. I can go ahead and erase that marker. This area goes up, killing the yellow mold in that area, burning it to basically the ground. Seeing how that works, they go ahead and repeat the process. They're going to be down 3 flasks, though. But forget that noise. No one wants to deal with yellow mold. I'm going to have Edith as the killer of the yellow mold. So let me go ahead and on my kill tally, which I'm now keeping track of. Edith's going to have yellow mold times 3. So now Edith has 3 tallies against the yellow mold. Okay, so now that's taken care of. They spend a turn. I'm going to have another random encounter check because 2 turns is another thing I forgot last time. So they do not have a random encounter. And they are now going to go into here. The door is slightly burnt now where they took out the yellow mold. I'm going to go back to their original positions here. Again, we have Myron over here with the longbow. We have Brith right here kind of watching the doorway, standing back. We have the torchbearer over here, and we have Osgar facing out while they continue this on. So they're going to go ahead and make a check for listening. Edith is the blue. 2 of them are able to figure it out. Edith is one of them. If there's anything over there, they will hear it. Here is for if there's anything in that room. There is. I also forgot a set of short stairs. In the last time, so there is that as well. Neutral area. Okay. Well, that is interesting. So, new creature. Just going to mark him as rats. They're technically giant rats. So, normal rats are not a threat to the party. A swarm of rats is. This is one of the creatures that I added to the monster manual per se. They don't really have a monster manual. But it's one of the things I added because they didn't have anything in there for it. Let me make sure I got the weapon speeds and everything right. So its weapon speed is going to be a 3. And we're going to have rats here. I need to roll, see how far away they are. Well, it's in the room. Luck, it's close. Negative is okay, so they're on the far side. They're over here. They just came through. They could all occupy the same square technically. These will have a reaction as the door gets opened. So easily able to open a door. Even that 5 is successful. The only one that was not is that 4 from the demi-humans. The door bursts open. The rats are stunned, actually. So they don't do anything this turn. The party's going to have to decide what to do. They see these huge cat-sized rats that hiss at them. Hair goes up, and they stand petrified as they were not expecting anyone to be coming through that door, especially not with such force. The party has to decide what they're going to do. Are they going to just rush them and attack? No, they're going to hold the flame in front of them and try and keep them at bay. Will this deter the rats from attacking? No. The rats are incensed and will rush an attack. We will go to initiative. Again, initiative is just for tiebreakers. The party goes second. Well, they lose the tie, I should say. So all three of these rats are going to be right here. Edith is right there in the front. I'm going to give the rats -1 because of the fire. Because they would have a phobia of fire. Rats are going to be considered using a dagger against chain mail and shield at a 10, so they need 11s to hit. Are all three going to go against Edith, or are they going to use their small size to go into the room and attack from the other side? Okay. Are they going to go into the room? Yes. Okay. So 1 will stay. Will 2 stay? No. The second will go in the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they go in the room, and for whatever reason, they all jump on Myron. Not a terrible choice. Myron is actually impossible for them to hit unless they were to knock her down. So there is that. Or knock him down, excuse me. Myron is a dude. Just not a very common dude name. So here's against Edith. Myron is wearing plate mail and has a shield, but not currently has a bow. That will miss Edith. The attack against Myron. Okay. So remember me talking about crickets in the last one. The rat's goal would be to knock Edith down, or Myron down, to try and take away the defensive nature of the armor, because a person in plate on the ground is more defensive. I would not give them the coup de grace for a rat, but I would say they would hit on 7s. So I'm going to make Myron make a strength check or get surprised and basically toppled. Myron has a really good strength, 15. However, Myron rolls an 18. So Myron's going to get knocked over. So I'll write this down. Prone. I'm going to say this other attack is going to be at that higher level, which misses. But now they need 7s to hit Myron, and they're going to need 7s until someone helps Myron stand up. That is a full round action to be able to help Myron stand up. But Edith's going to go ahead and attack with her spear into the rat. That is a 4. She gets +3, so that is a 7. Spear against leather needs a 9. So that is going to miss. Stigith's going to move over here and attack with his hand axe. Brith is going to move over here, attack with his mace. Osgar is going to pull his dagger and just step into the room because there's already a lot of people there. Here's for Stigith. Stigith rolls 7, gets +1 for strength. So that is going to be, and this is with a hand axe. That is going to be an 8. That's against leather. That is what he needs. He does 5 points of damage. The rat has 7 points of health. So rat 1 has 7, did 5. So the rat is almost dead. Brith is going to attack with a mace. He's rolled a 9. He does not have any modifiers. He has a mace. He needs an 8, so he hits. He's also going to do a d6. Blue is how many hit points. The rat also has 7. These are very sturdy rats. So rat 2 has 7, and Brith does neg 1. Okay, who wins initiative next turn? Party wins initiative. Edith's going to forego her attack to offer Myron a hand up. So that will happen in the move. They get to go first, means it happens before the melee, so Myron is no longer prone. Myron and Edith both cannot take any actions. This is a complete DM fiat. It's just my interpretation of how this would happen. Stiggett's going to go back into rat number 1. He's going to hit again. He's going to do 4 points of damage, killing rat number 1. Go ahead and mark that down real quick. Stiggith gets the first killing blow against a giant rat. Okay, Brith goes next. He rolls a 5, that will not hit. Osgard's going to move over here. Let me move this rat out of the way. And he's going to jump in with his dagger and stab. He can't shoot in the melee. That is a 10. I'm sure that easily hits. I think he actually has +1 in melee too. He does. So he has +1 for damage in melee. Actually, Stiggith actually has +1 to damage too. But Osgard has +1 to hit. It does a D4 plus nothing. So he's going to do 4 points of damage. And the torchbearer does nothing. Now, the rat's going back. It's the rat going to continue to attack Myron because Myron stood back up. No, he'll go after Osgard with the lowest armor or the weakest armor. Yes. So going into Osgard because he's a weak target is not productive for him. He needs a 7. He rolled a 5. This rat going into Edith is going to need a 10. Gets a 6, and that does not happen. We're going to see who goes first this round. Party members go again. Edith's going to stab the rat in the stairs. That will miss again. Myron's going to go ahead and stab with a dagger into that rat. That is a 9, which hits easily, and he gets a D4 plus 1. He does 5 points of damage, killing that rat. This rat's going to have to make an immediate morale save, which that will fail. Also, when I rolled a 20 with the wolf running last time, I should have had that wolf surrender so they could maybe have the wolf do that. In this case, the rat's going to run and go through the crack of the door where it came through and flee. This rat is dead. And there are no more rats. So no one gets the kill, but they do get the tally for XP on the third rat. And Myron gets his first kill. Myron was an absolute beast on in the personality thing. So it's kind of funny that he hasn't got any kills yet. I'll talk more about that in the future one. So they had a little skirmish. This is going to eat up a turn. That was another thing I had been forgetting, is that all fights take a turn to recover. I'm going to go ahead and roll for the next, not the next room. They're going to come over here. We know this room is like this. There's not going to be anything in a 10-foot square like that. So this is how they're going to line up. Okay, going into this next room. Listen check. They do not hear anything, so they're going to bust open the door. The door opens because Edith pushes it. This one's another 20 by 30. 3. That is my symbol for a one-way door. Just so you know. Now, is there... Oh. Unguarded loot. Unguarded loot. Unguarded loot's blue. Mobs are purple this time. Neither. Okay, so they go into this room. There's a little wall sconce over here and here. Are they going to go back through here? No. They want to find out what's down here. Okay. Let's go ahead and redraw this room. Okay, guys, so I think this is a good place for us to go ahead and stop. After talking to some of the viewers, mostly in private messages on Facebook, but you can for sure write this stuff down in the comment section on YouTube as well. They prefer a shorter amount of time on a video so that they don't feel like they stop and then come back and miss half of it or whatever. It's a more of a dedication to go into a longer video. So I'm going to try and end this one more in the middle, and we'll go from there. So they're going to continue. They're going to be going a new direction. They're not going to be going at this point in time back through the one-way door they went through the first time. We will continue to head south through that doorway next week. I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock in the morning on Thursday Central Time. Look for you guys then. Have a great day. I might be putting some bonus videos out here and there in between. Hope you guys enjoy those too. Thank you. Have a great day and keep rolling those dice. Bye.